Hey friends, Serena here with Vintage Press Studio and Paper Craft Socials. And today we're going to be putting together Gingerbread Dreams. Now, this journal is actually very easy. And this journal, I wanted to focus on more decorating and less assembling a journal, should say. So this one's actually super easy. We'll get to this part here, how to construct the pages, and then I'll do a walkthrough and give you guys some ideas for decorating your own journal. Some of the supplies that you're going to need. This is a 1-inch ring binder, and I did use a 1-inch in here. Now, I got the 1 inches at the dollar store, but I would recommend, if you could, to get a 1.5 inch on Amazon. You can actually get them in white and black, and I've even seen them in gold and obviously silver. But I needed a little bit more space. The 1 inch is fine, but as I'm going to start to build this journal out, it's going to get thicker, and this is going to get kind of tight. And so I would recommend, if this is the only thing you have, it's totally fine. But I would try to recommend to get a 1.5 inch if you can. Now, a 1.5 inch link will be down below, so you can get your 1.5 inches there with Amazon. So let's go ahead and construct the pages, and then we'll do a walkthrough of the journal. So for right now, we need to have the signatures, the little journal part of it. The signature is a little bit different if you've done some of my journals in the past, because this one will be a side application rather than a top application. You could also use this as a waterfall if you want to. We'll talk about that when we get to it. We obviously have our front pages here. There's these pages here, and that is actually the back of each page. So I have that there. And then we have, but we don't need that one yet. We've got 2 shorter pages and then 2 taller pages. And then you have a hole punch guide and these pages here. So the hole punch guide is just designed to make it a little bit easier for you. I'm going to show you after we get the front part of our house constructed. I will show you, we'll kind of line it up and mark where we need to, where it would be ideal for you to punch your holes. All right, so let's take this here. And I'm sorry about my voice. I've been under the weather for the last week, so I don't have much of a voice left. Alrighty, so with the house, it's kind of like, we're just gonna glue stick it. This glue stick here, it's one of my favorites actually for paper crafting. It's the Scotch Permanent. I also like the Tombow glue stick as well. That one's really good. All right. And I'm just going to use this is something. I don't know where oh, there it is. There we go. Okay, set that aside. And do the next one. And if you hear a little squeaking in the back, it's because anytime I try to film a video, my dogs think it's time to get out every squeaky toy in the house. Someday I'll have like the studio that's super quiet, that won't matter. All righty, really good. All right, I'm just going to trim this up. Now you want to assemble your pages first, then decorate, and then hole punch after you've decorated it. The reason for that is that if you hole punch it before you decorate it, some of the holes are going to get covered by the folio, the ribbons, etc. So you want to wait until you're done decorating. For this purpose of this training, this tutorial, I'm actually going to punch my pages as if they're decorated. So you guys will just have to bear with me. Okay. And if you hear the growling in the back, I swear the dogs are quiet until I go to film, and then they're not so quiet anymore. One of them is guarding the food bowl right now so that the other one can't get a drink of water. So the kids, they're fine until you get on the phone, and then you get on the phone and they're kind of naughty. Alrighty. Now, if you're doing this project at home and you have a ton of extra supplies laying around or a ton of scrapbooking paper, you can always make the back side of this paper different. Or if you've got some cool wrapping paper that you love, some foils that you love, you can use that as well. Okay, we're going to set these pages aside. All right, and we're going to go through these insert pages. Now, the short page, I actually like to have fun with these pages. Let me show you. So with these pages, I actually like to keep them open on one side so we have secret pockets. Like this one here is open at the top. And so typically, let me see if we can get it here. See right there, it's open at the top. So typically what I do is I'll leave an open on the short one. And then this medium size, the house one, I will leave a side open. Now, with the bigger ones, I actually don't leave anything open on the bigger ones just for stability reasons. The bigger they are, the flimsier they could be. And so I actually don't. But I'm going to leave that to you to make a decision on how you want to do that. Go ahead and score your page first. And being that this one here, on this one here, I'm going to leave the side open. So you're just going to need some glue of your choice. Doesn't matter. There's a bazillion different types of glue out there. Doesn't matter what you use. Okay, and just make a thing, leaving this side open. And I have some like little binder clips here that I'm going to use. You can also use paper clips. Those work really well too. Actually, I've got some of those here. You can actually just kind of like paper clip it. Especially if you're like teaching a class, paper clips work really well. And then for the middle, I'm just going to kind of, that way it gets good, right, on there. All right, now with the short one right here, let's go ahead and score that. And this one, I'm going to leave the top open. Ready? And now for the big one, the same thing. Now with this one here, if you're going to not have any openings on this one here, and hold on here, I'm trying to get my camera wants to focus up there. There we go. There we go. Sorry about that. If you don't want any openings on this one, what I would recommend doing is actually glue sticking it, because that is actually going to make the page feel stiffer. And remember, this is a book. It is designed to be opened and closed, and the pages to be, the pages to be used. But the bigger the page, the more stuff we put on it. And so we really want to create that stability on the page. So I would recommend that one to glue the entire page. Alrighty. So I'm going to go ahead and finish up my other pages. Y'all don't need to watch me do that. And then we'll be back as soon as that's finished up, and we'll attach these here. All right. It's like one of those cooking shows. Suddenly it's all done. All right. So we have 2, 2, 2, and 2. All right. And so now we're going to, the order that I like to put them on is I like to do one of the shorts, one of the mediums, one of the talls, one of the shorts, one of the mediums, one of the talls. You can actually do it any way you want. If you want to put both the shorts together, both the talls together, and do that, again, totally fine. However you want to do it, it's your journal. You do it however you want it. So it doesn't matter. All right. And then front page, and then back page, looks something like that. All right. So this is the part where you will begin to decorate your journal. Let me show you how to apply these signature / journal pages / note pages, whatever you want to call these. These pages are designed to fit the medium or the tall. And there's going to be, in the 4, there's one with a tab that's wider than the other ones. That's the first page you put in. And I like to use a double-sided tape. And I made the tab, let's score that, to fit the double-sided tape. Now, what you need to decide is where this is going to go, what page you want to put this on. As you can see, it fits exactly on the medium right there. But you can also put it on the larger pages too, if you would like. Now, because of the hole punch, what I would recommend is actually moving this out a little bit to about right here. And because then that way you're not punching through like, 5 or 6 pages, it can get kind of thick on the binding side. So I'm actually going to put mine, I think I'm going to do this one here on this page. Now, if you're into inking, if you're at home, if you're doing a class, you're not going to be doing inking so much. But if you're at home, I happen to love inked edges. The edges of this one you can see are all inked. This is my favorite ink from Amazon, and they call it brown. It's great. So you definitely want to ink your signature before you do it, because it's going to be a little bit more difficult once it's attached. And that also goes for your decorative pieces as well, your folios, the ephemera, etc. So you can see how that is. And we're just going to kind of bring that out. You could even, if you wanted to, go all the way to the edge. But I'm going to show you why maybe not to do that. Okay, so let's attach our first one. I think that is probably good. Okay. All right. Now, because we brought this out on the edge, instead of doing like a staggered, like where you would have one here And then let me just kind of show you. Like you would have like one there so that it would go like this. So it's like a staggered look like that. Now that will work if you go all the way to the edge. But since we didn't do that, let me show you what we're going to do. So right where that crease is at, we're just going to bring it not right up on the crease because we do want to give it room to like kind of open and close. So like see, but there is a teeny tiny little gap there. You can kind of see that. It's not right up on the fold, but you can see how it closes nice and neat. Now, obviously I didn't ink that edge, but I'll go back to it later. Teaching is more important than perfect ink edges. And in a tutorial, you guys don't want to watch me ink. So, I mean, I don't want to watch somebody ink. Okay, let's get that done. And one more. Should be just perfect. So you can see how the little bit of a lip, like right there, and you can trim that if you want to. Like if that bothers you, you can take your scissors and kind of like trim it up a little bit right there. I'm not worried about it. It's totally fine. Doesn't bother me at all. All right, now let's pretend, for the sake of your sanity and watching me with this journal here. Let me get, I just love it like when you're doing a tutorial and you're like missing pages. It's like, oh, I don't know where that page went. There it is. OMG. Okay. Top, small, and the little flappy is open up here. And then I'm going to save that one for towards the back, I think. Medium, and then this one's open on the side. There. Tall. I'm going to do this tall one here. And then short, medium, tall, and then that's the back, that's the front. Okay. All right, we're going to pretend that our journal is all put together, and you have this hole punch guide, and you can kind of see with the hole punch. Now, with the short page, see the short page is only going to have 2 hole punches, and then this page has 3. How I would do this is I would line this up. I would take your hole punch. Okay. Perfect. Then I would go and take that guide. Okay. You guys get the point, all right? So you're going to go ahead and snap those, and then fish your ring through. Not that you need a tutorial on that, but you're just going to fish your ring through and then snap them closed. All right, let's talk about decorating these. Let's get this one out here. All right, when it comes to decorating, have fun with it. You could add some cute little 3D florals here if you want to. You can put some cotton out of the chimney if you want to. If you were going to do some cotton out of the chimney, I would do that before you did the back of it. It's kind of like up to you if you want to add a little tissue paper or a little cotton. Being that we glue stick this if it was an afterthought for you, you can actually separate. Typically, you can. You can actually usually separate the papers in between. Get like a credit card, and then you can put that tissue in it from there. But anyways, you can do a little tissue, a little cotton out of the chimney. On the inside, these are just the pages that are included, the little folios, the tags here. Stagger your candy. Stagger the candy. I just think it looks good. You can do it any way you want to, but I think it looks good. Let me get out one of my other journals, the Witch's Brew journal, because I do want to show you guys something here on Witch's Brew. Using fabric or ribbon, 2-inch ribbon here, and a little bit of trim for your pocket. So that's a cute little idea right there, where you can kind of mix it up, and you don't have to use all the folios that are included. There's going to probably be some extra folios, by the way, depending on how you lay them out. But adding a little like ribbon, a little trim, it just kind of adds a little whimsy to it. Something else here, just adding a piece of ribbon, a scrap piece of ribbon. This one says sugar shirt. You don't see a lot of that here in this journal. And the reason for that is because at the time of creating this, it was actually kind of difficult to find some Christmas ribbon because we have to do our designs 3-4 months in advance. And so I didn't want to order. I like using little scrap pieces. And so I didn't want to order a whole bunch of like ribbon I wasn't really going to use just to do one journal. But most of my creatives, most of the people who are doing this at home or in a class have the ribbon that they need. Another ribbon idea, again, is just taking one of the paper folios, the paper pockets, here, and then adding a little bit of a trim piece to it as well. You can see here in the Witch's Brew journal, added some little like gauze here. You could also do that and add cotton, add some cotton tufts to it. And just a little fun whimsy. I like to stagger my folios so you guys can see here. There's a folio here and there's a folio here. Some of the folios are designed to do that in the kit. You can see that this folio here is actually smaller than this one here. You can also just trim the folios to fit where you want them. Here I put a little piece of rickrack on this ribbon here. You could even tie little bows and put little bows on your Gingy, and then Ginger and Georgie. And here I have like the little envelope, like I tied a little piece of ribbon around the envelope. Open pocket. And then the tags here, and then cookies over there. This is a folio here, and again, you could decorate this folio. You could put more up here. I didn't put anything up there because like when you start putting tags and stuff, it might hide the elements up there, but don't really worry about that too much. And there's my little Gingy. She's like coming out of her pocket. I just love these guys. And another pocket there. And then I put my envelope actually on my signature. So we did the signatures. You can see here, see the signature, how it's moved away from like where I snapped the lines up, because that way this works and this folds too. But yeah, I put a little envelope there. And in the back here, there's another little folio back there. And little fussy cut. There's a card as well in the kit. You can, oh my goodness, little card there. And then these, I just made little dangles out of the gumdrops. You can kind of do whatever you want to with the gumdrops. And then again, you can see how I did Christmas over the 2 pages. And then put my 25 there. And then this here is just like a writing element, like little card, a little doohickey. Let me show you in the Witch's Journal here a couple of things too. Taking your double-sided tags and adding ribbon giving it a ribbon element. Using scrap fabric or scrap ribbon to make little holders and crisscross instead of using the paper folios. And Yeah, so again, another ribbon pocket there. This is such a fun journal, so such a fun journal. But anyways, take your journal, your gingerbread dreams, and make your house your dream. Make it all come to life. There are no rules when it comes to decorating your journal. It's however you want to do it. Add whatever elements you want. Add as much ribbon as you want. It is your little piece of happiness. Anyways, I can't wait to see what you create. Enjoy.